All right, welcome to the Budget Host Motel Inn. Here is our classic 1975 edition motel room. Check it out, isn't that neat? There's my dog Coco. We just had to get away for a couple of days. We just made an impromptu weekend trip heading to Columbus, Ohio. We just found this awesome, cool little place called the Budget Host Inn. It's got a playground, they got swing sets, they've got some camping sites, and then they've got dirty swamp in the back there for the kids to find snakes in. This is such a cool stay. So let's check this out. This is absolutely worth vlogging. Check out these little dials here for the timers, the dimmer switches, and the heat lamps. So cool. You know those are 45 years old. Check out this shower backing there. Got to be 40 years old. It's got glitter in it or something. Isn't that neat? Pretty cool. You got your Budget Host official ice tray and ice bucket. Check out those beds. Check out those lamps. Would you look at it? It's got to be 45 years old. Looks got the plastic still on it. Look at this phone. Check it out. I'll call you later. Okay, isn't that neat? You got your little business center here so you can do your podcasting and vlogging. Super cool place. Let's go outside and look at it real quick. Oh, there's another dog out there. And so we are coming to, Coconut and I are coming to you from London, Kentucky. So just about almost halfway through the state of Kentucky, head north. Going to Columbus, Ohio today and tomorrow to see some friends from the Bible College. Head to a special church service tomorrow morning. And found this really cool place called the Budget Host Inn. I don't know if you can see that business card or not. But if you're like me, you grew up in the late 70s, you grew up in the early 80s, and you and your family probably went to a couple of vacation spots, maybe a couple of times a year. And back in those days, they did have, the expensive name brand hotels, suites and stuff like that. The big, really nice places. But typically your average family in the late 70s, early 80s, we were all, maybe average income earners. You may have 4, 5, 6, 12 kids or what have you. And so just finding a good budget-friendly place to stay during your trip was the most important thing, not so much staying at the most expensive thing. That way your money could be used for the food, the travel, the gas, and the things to do on your vacation, not just finding the best place to stay at for the vacation. So in the late 70s and 80s, there were things called roadside hotels that were set up all over the United States because the United States were traveling. They 50s, 60s, those early decades, they built up the interstate system, and so getting Americans across to and fro to visit, for work, for travel, for business, and commerce. So all those things were super important. So people had to have a place to stay during these times, and so the roadside hotels. I don't know exactly when they started. Well, I guess, if you wanted to be technical about it, hotels go all the way back to the Bible days, so there were lodgings, places of establishments and lodging back in the Bible days. So inns and lodging has been around for as long as we know, I guess. So anyway, I wanted to stay at one of these on my travel up north. I like Hampton Inns. I like Courtyard Marriotts. I like Embassy Suites. Embassy Suites are super nice places. The nicer the better, right? But there's something really cool about finding one of these very well kept and clean roadside motels, I should say. So this was a really good find. And I'm really picky, if you know me, especially since I've worked in the hotel side of things for several years. I like cool places to stay at, and this was a really good find. And so this chain is called Budget Host Inn, and their logo, it's just old gold and brown. That's not something you would probably design. It almost looks like a Cracker Barrel sign. Like if Cracker Barrel had some bunk beds in the back, you would rent it. That would be the logo that you would probably use. Maybe they should freshen that up. I don't know. What do you think? I probably would. Or keep it the same. That's the nostalgia and the beauty of it, is this old 70s logo in these old 70s designed rooms. They've not changed a thing, and that's what makes it so cool. And believe it or not, they're in really good shape. It's got that old motel smell, like not smoky, not moldy, but you're not hit with that Abercrombie perfume smell when you walk in, or it's not a super clean smell, that hurts your head. It just smells like an old hotel room, not in a bad way. So I just think that's pretty cool. This was a really good find because you could easily find something like this, where you've got riffraff out in the parking lot, you've got people next door, that are trying to claw through your room with a sledgehammer or something like that. They're all hopped up on meth or something, trying to burn the place down, with you and your family in it and stuff like that. So yeah, you can find the wrong place pretty easily, but just do just a few minutes of research and you can find yourself at a cool roadside motel all through America. They're all around here. This particular company called Budget Host Inn. And I have no lighting, so I have no idea what this looks like. We're just using this 45-year-old lamp above me that came with the hotel room, and then that thing in the background right there. Also probably 45 years old. So the Budget Host Inn is an American lodging chain founded in, you guessed it, 1975. So if they look like they're from the 70s because they were built in the 70s. Now the rooms feature just double beds. So you can't, or maybe depending on the location, you know, so this hotel just has double beds, period. So I'm 6 foot, I'm probably packing about 230 pounds. I've lost 10 pounds, I think 12 pounds. But anyways, I'm kind of a big guy, kind of like a bear or something. But so this was a snug fit. This was snug. This was not a whole lot of room, which was okay, but I slept absolutely great until about probably 6 a.m. and the neighbors were loading up, and then my dog just starts growling and barking because she thought Al Qaeda was, you know, packing and coming through the front door or something. But other than that, it was a super solid night's sleep, which is pretty rare to find in a hotel. If you know, it's really hit or miss whether or not you're going to sleep well or not. So it was a good sleep, no bugs, super comfy. I pull, if I'm in a double room, I'll take this extra comforter, put it on there. You know, that way you have some extra covers for yourself. I get all the pillows going on in there. Let's see what else. So it was a good sleep. They have a AAA discount. They offer. Let's see, not offer, but pets allowed is what I'm trying to say. Pets are allowed. Pets are allowed. I think the pet fee was $10. Guys, come on. How are you gonna beat a $10 pet fee? Okay, it's a $10 pet fee. No questions asked about the pet, the size, whether I had a jaguar or they didn't care at all. 4 snakes, they didn't care. Let's see, they accepted credit card, of course, AAA discount. Let's see, what else did they do? I called on the phone. I mean, it was a bad rainstorm coming through Kentucky last night. I'm like, hey, can you hold a room for an hour? Because I didn't know how far north I was going to be able to make it during that rainstorm. I was trying to get here, but I didn't know how much of the storm that I could weather in that car traveling, because you want to be safe. And they said, yeah, we got some rooms. No worries, just come on in. And so you got to see this. Hang on one second. All right, this is the room key. Okay, I was hoping for that little plastic thing that they attached to it, you know, back in the old days. But this is your room key, and they said there's only one of these. I mean, they have a master, but this is the only one that we give to guests. And if you lose this is $50. So hang on to it. I wish they had the little plastic. You guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's the cool room key. So anyway, so it was $90 altogether. So I mean, you can't beat it for a good roadside hotel. And these roadside hotels are becoming more popular. As you know, if you guys have ever seen the series, the TV show series, Schitt's Creek. It's called Schitt's Creek because that was the name of the city, and it was a comedy about these rich people who lost all their money, but they inherited this small little town in the middle of nowhere, along with the little roadside hotel that came with the little town. That's almost all that was in the town. And so this rich family becomes owners of this tiny roadside hotel, and the TV series is built around the drama of owning that little hotel where everything was going wrong, but then they changed everything. They made it really good. And I think that helped spark a little popularity with the roadside hotels. And so, I mean, people will always stay at roadside hotels. They've gotten kind of a bad rap because it attracts people that are just paying with cash, and they're locals, and they're in between housing. Maybe they're homeless, maybe they're on drugs, or they're using the room for an hourly rate. So they picked up that crowd because regular people are staying in Hampton Inns, they're staying in the Courtyard Marriotts, places like that, Wingates, and so regular people are staying at above average places because we don't like a door leading straight out to the parking lot or something like that. And they're nicer, they've got more amenities, they've got a breakfast and things like that. So the rougher crowd is using the roadside motels, the places where it's, you know, $70 cash, and they don't care what happens to the room, they don't care if you die in it or something like that, and God forbid. So the roadside hotels have just been kind of used by the riffraff and some of the travelers. I'm completely rambling here this morning. You have no idea how much coffee I've had. It's awesome. But what was I saying? So anyway, so a lot of these roadside hotels have really gone to the way of some of this lawless population. But thankfully, there are still hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hopefully thousands of cool roadside hotels, motels. We're just going to, who cares what we're saying, all over nationwide that are in good shape, and they kind of deter some of that local drug traffic. I don't know how you deter it, but and this is one of them. So this is a good find. So here I am in where am I at here? London, Kentucky, And so I just wrote down some travel tips that I thought would be entertaining to share. And so I know that I got some really good fans out there. I don't know how you guys watch this for 30 minutes, but you do, and I appreciate it. Okay, so again, from the top, budget host inns were created by two men in 1975. They are in 37 states, and they have 150 inns nationwide, maybe a little bit more than that. They usually feature just double beds. All right, cool. And that's pretty neat, huh? Because this is kind of catered toward family that is traveling. They want to get safely off the interstate. They want a good, safe, clean place to stay at night. Maybe you have a couple of kids. So the hotels are probably like, yeah, we'll just fill all the rooms with just double beds. We're not going to get into queens and queen deluxe and king and tiny beds. We're just pack them all full of two doubles, period. Okay. So, I mean, there's some simplicity to that business model is working for them. Let's see. Now, the soap provided here was a little bit weak. I love some of this hotel soap. You've got that cheap hotel soap smell, and it makes your skin feel like leather. When you're done, I like that. This hotel soap, kind of weak. That's okay. I brought my own. And you've got the classic dial phone over there. Okay, I was going to try to call my sister because she always answers the phone no matter when I call her. But it's got we'll try to call her collection in a second. We'll see if that works. But they would bill it to your room, and that would be all weird now. So I bring my own coffee because, of course, there's no coffee here provided. But the places where you've got the little cheap coffee maker in the room, even the Keurigs, guys, that coffee is not strong enough for me. It's really not stronger. It's not strong enough. Okay, it's really, really weak, and it just feels like water, and it just. That whatever coffee they provide, it's just too weak for me, and you're constantly using the bathroom for the first hour of the day because it's just going right through you. That's just me. Is that TMI? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. So before I lodge in for the night, I go by whatever local Kangaroo gas station or 7-Eleven is, and I just get or maybe a Starbucks, even better, or Panera, and just get the darkest coffee, zero dark 30 coffee. Just get the darkest thing possible, and then I just set it in the room. And so that way in the morning, I don't have to go to the lobby. We don't want to see you in the lobby half dead coming to get your coffee and your clothes are half on and your hair's a mess and you're looking at it one eye, and you can't see and you smell. People that work at the front desk don't want to see that. So just chill out in your room, get yourself together a little bit before you come down and get the breakfast and coffee. But in the meantime, have your own coffee in your own room from the gas station that's zero dark 30, total black coffee, total blackout coffee, and then just heat it up in your little microwave and then you're good to go. You can start the day like that. So another good travel tip there. How about this one? Late checkout. Now, if you work in the hotel at the front desk, when people call you for a late checkout, we don't care, okay? But our boss may care. And our boss can sometimes be a pain in the rear sometimes. And so they will ask, who's got the late checkout? Who asked for a late checkout? What they're hoping is that this is not somebody who's just used a ton of drugs and they're going to try to stay there all day long. The housekeeper can't clean the room. And then they're going to try to get them for another night stay because now you've stayed too long. And then now they don't want to pay because they fell asleep and there's going to be some altercation in the front desk. So hotel people trying to avoid that. So just ask for the late checkout when it's necessary or when you want to. Maybe not every single time. But then again, if you're traveling nationwide, you're not going to be in the same place every single time, so who cares, right? But offer to pay for the late checkout. It's going to be extra, but be a good person and say, hey, I'll drop you $20, $30 extra for a late checkout. And I'm doing something in the room, doing something for work or whatever, or waiting on my ride or something like that. Anyway, so ask for the late checkout because, I mean, if you've paid $100-something for the room, unless you're in a hurry, I mean, like today, I'm in no hurry whatsoever. And I wanted to make a couple of videos here and just chill because you can't get this every day, everywhere. So I asked for a late checkout. I said, hey, I'll bring you $20 on my way out. And they're like, okay, cool. How long do you want to stay? I said, oh, probably till 1. I'm doing a work call. Yeah, I'm doing a work call, which is true. I'm doing a work call. We're working. And this is a call. When you make your hotel reservation, sometimes online you'll have a little block where it says you can ask for special things. You can ask for some accommodation, okay? Guys, always ask for a quiet room, okay? What you're asking for is don't put me in between two families of 12, okay? They will if you don't ask for it. Like when you're going out to eat, this is a total pet peeve of mine. I want to sit where I want, okay? Not in a disrespectful way, but I don't want to, when I'm out on it, I don't want to sit near two families of 12 having a family reunion, okay? I am there to enjoy my food, enjoy peace and quiet, enjoy the person or people I'm with, not to hear other people eat, clank their forks with their teeth, fight with their kids, fight with their spouse, or people just talking loudly. You know, those people that just talk way louder than they should for any setting whatsoever, and they're doing it for attention or something like that. We know those people. We hate them, right? So I want to avoid. So I want to sit just three. I don't want to sit in the parking lot, but just give me a few booths down where I can just enjoy the time and enjoy the food. Okay. But if you don't request that in a restaurant, those people will sit you right in the middle of a family reunion. Okay. So and the same thing with hotels. I don't know why they do this. They just want to rent the rooms back to back. But when I was working at the hotel, I knew this. So I would rent rooms every other room. That way the people that were living, and regardless of that room, staying there that night, they could enjoy their peace and quiet and not have to worry about the person next door. You know, these walls are paper thin. I mean, I could elbow right through that and get through the next door. But if you don't ask for the quiet side of the hotel or the quiet side of the room, they will put you back to back with all those people, and you're going to be in that room, and you'll be in there for 2 hours. You've got all your stuff unloaded, and then you've got some people next door watching the view, and the volume is on 100, and they're yelling and fighting, and the phone's constantly ringing, or the doors are slamming, and you're going to be hating yourself and hating that hotel. But you've got yourself to blame, and then you don't want to change room because you're already unpacked or something like that. So ask for the quiet room, away from the vending machine, the ice machine, away from the ice machine and vending machine. That's going to bug you all night long. People getting their cold drinks from that and their ice. Away from the elevator. You want to hear that thing dinging, 1,000 times a day. I like to stay at the end of the hotel next to the, like the stairwell, okay, because people are completely out of shape. We have an obesity crisis here in America. No one is using the stairwells. You may have one or two people. Other than that, you will never hear people use that stairwell. And so that gives you just one possibility of a room beside you, and the stairwell is next to you where nobody lives, okay? Housekeepers are next door. It's okay, babe. It's okay. They're out there talking about how to clean a bathroom with some bleach or something like that. Good people here. Good people. Good, hardworking Americans here. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Okay, so we talked about the end of the room, the quiet room. Okay, so ask for that. They know exactly where to put you if you ask for it. But if you don't, they're just going to put you anywhere. Okay. I bring two things on every single trip: a pair of earplugs, and the beanie caps. I've got about 8 of them. Some of them are camouflage, or some of them are plain color. You can pull those over your eye. You know how these work, guys. Because you have light coming through these curtains, and so you want a good night's sleep. The sun comes up, from your window. And so you want to get a good night's sleep. So you got that. We used to do that in basic training. We would have those toboggans they gave us in the Army, and we would pull them over our eyes and get some sleep. And it's just super relaxing because you've got this cool little warm thing on the top of your head. I had a friend of mine, her cat used to sleep on her head. And I thought that was super weird. I mean, that's just a cat allergy nightmare, isn't it? But she loved it. She said it was the most comfortable thing in the world. And also earplugs. Okay, earplugs. Bring you a pair of earplugs. These are literally just $2 from Walmart. Go to the sporting goods section, where they sell the rifles and the ammo and things like that. Pick you up a box of neon orange earplugs, a box of 30 for $3 or what have you. They'll last you the rest of your life. Always bring a pair of. I just have them in my to-go bag. They're just there. I keep them there. And so that's going to drown out the noise from people coming in late, shutting the door, the ice machine, the air conditioner that turns on and off. I like the ones that are constant fan. Those are kind of hard to find, but that's what I like. So earplugs, toboggan, you got to bring it. And guys, that's about it. So this has been a cool little stay. I paid $90 total, $90 for this stay, and well, it may be 100 something because I'm going to give them some cash for my late chilling out here in the room, hanging out, making a video. I'm going to take my dog out again. We're going to walk around that swampy marsh, maybe see a snake or something, and then we're going to hit the road, head up to Columbus to see some friends today. It's a great weekend to travel. The weather's perfect. Last night we had a weather storm, but the travel today, the sun's out, feels good, awesome, crisp, cool breeze, yet still a little bit warm. Prayers going out to my friends out there in Oklahoma that just got wrecked with an F5 tornado the other day. So Wendy, we're praying for you and your family, and we're praying for everything that gets pulled back together there quickly. My friend out there, as soon as possible. We thank God that you guys are safe and kept safe. And so let's just believe for some really safe weather going forward for the rest of the year for everybody. And so anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. And there's a YouTuber, friend of mine that I found. I mean, we don't know each other, but his name's Michael, and he's got a cool little channel. He does little vlogs and comedic work, kind of like this. He's 100 times more funnier than mine is. And I've got this phone flipped, so if I'm not looking at the thing, guys, just disregard. So I got a couple of phones that I'm using today. One was full of memory. 'Tis the case. Okay, so anyway, have a great day, and see you later. All right, so here is the outside of the Budget Host Inn. Look, they're doing a seminar over there or something. You got some Labradoodles playing out here near the snake pit. I'll get Coco over there, play with them. That'd be fun. Look at that. For some reason, Labradoodles, the popularity of those have exploded in the past few years, haven't they? Look at this picnic table area, and there's your hotels. Very cool place. Very cool roadside hotel stay. The roadside hotels, they're hit and miss, as you know. This one was a super good find. Super cool place to stay at. You should absolutely do it. It gives you all the feels of the 1970s hotels. Yeah, I get lots of compliments on this hat when I turn around backwards, so I'm going to keep doing that forever. So we're going to hit the road here soon. We've done a lake checkout. Give them 20 bucks, stay over for an extra hour or two. Did a hotel vlogging video, and then we're going to hit the road. God, I see so many dogs out. What a beautiful day to travel. Check out in the back. There's some more there in the background. There's a Cracker Barrel in the back if you're hungry. A Waffle House over there. I'm going to eat later. I'm not hungry yet. So have a great day. Thanks. Enjoy this video.